I'm Katie Stewart. I work here at Global Diving.
Kurt Chevalier, Global Diving Salvage.
I'm Willie Hayward, also an environmental tech here in Seattle, Washington.
And also raced to Alaska last year, 2016. We fix wrecked boats, wreck removal, or raising sunken boats.
We go down to Oregon, California, Alaska.
I mean, if you're talking to one of us, you're probably having a bad day.
Pretty remote locations.
Bit of hellish conditions sometimes.
So we did one a little while ago that was a boat. The crew got pulled off in heavy weather, and then the boat went ashore in the marine sanctuary out on the coast, and it was in many pieces by the time we got there. We also didn't have a whole lot of information about the boat, so you're making guesses about how many fuel tanks does it have on board, what size are they? One of our big unknowns was, what's the keel made out of? Is it lead? Can it stay in the reef? Can it not?
Had a whale of a time getting out there. We had to hike in, I believe it was 3 miles to get in there.
And the only access out there is a really narrow path. I just hiked 2 of my toenails right off. It wasn't a good choice.
The idea was to rig this boat to the helicopter itself and fly it out. The problem was we ran into a lot of weather complications, and when the weather wasn't there, the fog was there.
At some point, the helicopter on its way in said he was recording gusts of 50 knots.
So we were basically just going in small little weather windows to get all the debris off the beach. About a third of the boat was still intact, and after we cut a couple holes, we rigged into it, and the helicopter actually picked a third of this boat up and flew it off. That was just day one.
Yeah.
We were out there for 3 days.
Hiking in and hiking out and working during daylight hours, and whenever the helicopter could fly, it did, and came and scooped up a load or two.
By the time we got in at the end of the day, everybody's nice and soaking wet and sweaty, stinky, wet clothes that needed to dry out.
Salvage is like Race to Alaska because absolutely anything could happen, and you just have to be as well prepared as you can be.
You can be crazy and hop on your boat and try to go to Alaska, and if something happens along the way, we'll come pull your boat out from the bottom.
It's good business.
Yeah.